Hello guys, this. So let's play the summer memoir. I will voice it all and hope you guys enjoy it. Evening breeze of Constellia. The evening breeze in Constellia is always the same, caressing everyone who pauses in its presence. By the way, I've tried using the auto, but the auto is like buggy. Some texts are being skipped and like immediately. So I have to press review a lot of times, so I'm just going to do it manually. Splash splash. Warm waves wash over your feet, taking away the fine sand beneath you with every retreat. The soft sand slips away with the water, tickling you ever so gently. A sudden splash of water hits your leg, sending droplets and a bit of sand onto your clothes. It quickly dries under the warm sunlight, leaving behind a light trail of sand. It is only the middle of the day, but you cannot help but yawn, surrounded by such rare comfort. Are you feeling tired, Commandant? It's hard not to feel sleepy when you relax. Liv and Lucia stand beside you as the waves also wash over their ankles, leaving dark imprints on the sand. Constellia truly is a place for a vacation. I'm glad WGAA invited us. I think the Ares and the engineering force were on board the transport craft after us too. They must have accepted Ayla's invitation as well. Oh, speaking of which, where's Lee? He seems to have found a suitable spot for diving on this beach, so he went ahead to prepare. I see. You ran into Lee during your stroll in the city earlier. He was among a pile of plushies, mechanical tools, and claw machines. What? What are you doing, Lee? The man cannot mention that his claw machines were malfunctioning and asked me to repair them. Malfunctioning? The claw were too loose to pick up anything for the first 20 tries. That doesn't meet the advertisement at all. All these mechanics were confused about why that was happening. I mean, fair, doesn't meet the advertisement. Good work, claw machine hero. Maybe it's designed this way. It's more or less calibrated. I'm just testing it now. Aren't you just working in a different place? It's just out of interest. Besides, I'm not used to having so much free time. Why don't we hang out together? Gazing out the window at the clear sky and the vast ocean ahead, you recall Ayla mentioning another beach in Constellia, separate from the festival venue, ideal for diving. Why don't we go diving? Go diving? With you? You don't want to go? I didn't say that. We didn't bring any diving gear though. I wonder if we can find some here. The mechanic who asked me to fix the claw machines mentioned a shop in Constellia that sells swimming equipment. I can go ask around. I get to see you in the same suit. I'll leave it to you then. It turns out Lee has already started preparing for your impromptu idea. I recall Lee muttering about safety stops and regulators when he left. Yeah, safety stops, 3 meters for 5 minutes. Regulators, the things that you breathe with, that you put in your mouth. Oh, forgot what I said. Anyway, you want to go sightseeing in the city first, Commandant? Or maybe you can visit the art gallery by the beach. You should take the time to relax on this vacation. Ella gave me a travel guide on Constellia that she wrote herself. Here it is. I've sent it to you, Commandant. There are quite a few tourist spots that you can check out. And Dark Ares is on vacation here as well. They haven't shown up yet, so maybe we can look for them. Liv and Lucia awkwardly try to hide something from you, but they both cannot stop smiling. How rare. Alright. Huh? Commandant. I'll go for a stroll then. Sure. We'll have everything ready by the time you get back, Commandant. We'll be here for the time being, Commandant. They are up to something. As the sand beneath your feet begins to dry, you find yourself feet You find yourself standing quite far outside the beach where Liv and Lucia are waving goodbye. You can tell it right away without much thinking. They are definitely planning for some kind of surprise. Like always, they are terrible liars. But since it is a plan they have hatched, you figure your best option is to gladly accept whatever is to come. After confirming the location on your terminal, you head to where Dark Ares is. Simon is nowhere to be seen, and you find the remaining 3 members of Dark Ares arguing by the beach. Palma. What does it have to do with me? If you weren't on bad terms with Simon, would he have looked at me while bringing up the chief out of nowhere? Oh yeah, I cannot hide the interface. Oh well. I want to see them without the UI. Okay, continue. And I lost rock and paper scissors. You were the one who won the quoting for the beach talent show. I'm only involved because you managed to piss him off so much you passed out. You're exaggerating. Besides, look, you also noticed how he wanted to watch our training but insisted on hiding behind the monitors and pretending to be our coach instead. That was only because of what happened last time. I've had enough. Simon's whole spiel of unity and camaraderie is going to include me when there are fewer than 2 targets. Camaraderie is mutual trust and friendship. And I don't want to participate in any talent show on any beach. But you're our captain. Send me back to the preparing force, please. There's no going back now, Captain Palma. I don't need your reminder. Palma looks particularly angry, enraged by either recent event or a long-harbored grudge. Lillian. But, Noan, you didn't do it on purpose when you come up with your spur of the moment idea that time, did you? Which time? Wait, that's that time when you said you'd bring your homemade chicken wings to apologize to Simon. I did apologize. Guys, if it weren't for your spur of the moment idea to use the chicken wings to their fullest before cooking them, Simon wouldn't have thought you had no intention of. The Graven Commandant has been standing behind us all this time. The air goes stale. Palma turns around, annoyed, while Noan opens his mouth as if trying to say something before ultimately staying silent. It's been a while, Commandant. Greetings, Graven Commandant. Long time no see. My apologies, I didn't mean to interrupt. Not at all, you have my gratitude. So, how do you use the wings to their fullest? We just practiced surgery on the chicken wings and didn't clean them properly after doing a terrible job stitching them up. Oh. You seems to hear Noan let out a very muted, but you look up to see his usual expression. Poor Simon. You also think he did it on purpose, don't you? Of course I didn't. Believe me, I just wanted to try something new. You said the same thing when you went to WGAA. Ugh, I can't stand it anymore. Can't you two become defectors or something so I can hunt you down? Those 2 times you were talking about, has anyone else been injured apart from Simon? No, the people from WGAA we met that time were quite happy actually. Oh, Simon. Poor guy. Simon is the 3rd Commandant of Dark Ares, taking command after its 2nd restructuring. Some say the name Dark Ares is like a curse. Ares, the ram, signifies sacrifice. We have heard rumors about the squad's tumultuous past. However, it is clear that they are different from the Dark Ares of the past after you have spent some time with them. This squad has nothing to do with ram or ship anymore. That is why they should not be cooped up in a ship pen. Soon, perhaps. Once this squad is deployed to the battlefield, those who fight alongside them will know this to be true. When that happens, Commander Nicola and President Hassan will describe the new Dark Ares like this. Commandant Simon, Diligent Shepherd, Ailing Man. Various mishaps in the past have lost him many sheep. Vigilant as he may be, he would still choose to believe the sheep by his side. Captain Palma, the wary panther, silent and cold-blooded. Self-loathing, self-loathing huntress of the night, she hunts overnight creatures indiscriminately. Her only weakness is how she will burn if she comes to light. Lillian, a weasel raised by poachers in sheep's clothing. She looks just like a frightened lamb on the surface. Always alert, she dreams of a day where she can finally let her guard down and become a real sheep, living comfortably in the sheep pen. Noan, a wolf in sheepdog's clothing. Gentle but crafty, he looks as diligent as a shepherd, as so long as he decides to remain modest. The dark areas now are less like sheep and more like the predators that hunt them. No one but Simon belongs in a sheep pen. They look pretty cool. Chief, it's been a while. You're looking much better than before. Simon has returned while you were pondering. Long time no see. Everyone was just talking about you. I appreciate your concern, but there's nothing to worry about. Should we continue with the team training? Of course, we didn't hit our target yesterday. Can't stop now, even if we are on vacation. Sorry, I was drinking. Let's continue. Wasn't that enough? You remember why Bianca kicked you out of the purifying force? Palma unwittingly quiets down. We are doing this to avoid repeating the same mistake. She turns away, stepping back into line. Wow. I'm sorry, but we might need another hour before we can join everyone. Simon smiles really, as if to let you know that he was embarrassed you had to witness that, and he was acting tough. It's alright, I'll just wander around for a bit. He nods before heading towards the shore with the 3 members of Dark Aries. Who says Shepherd can only tame docile sheep meant for slaughter? Their journey together may be fraught with hardships. But no one is going to leave this time. Something urgent just came up. I have to leave for 5 minutes. Lillian. Right? Moving on. You open the Constellia travel guide Liv sent you on your terminal, and you're surprised to find that the first sentence is not the expected welcome to Constellia. Instead, it says, "Enjoy the summer." What an Ayla style guide this is. Alright, next one. Summer Memoir. Summer doesn't always need to be vigorous and dazzling. Sometimes one can simply enjoy its gentle passage. Commandant, over here! Ayla, Sophia, and Teddy are standing together, waving at you from the other end of the promenade by the Constellia Seaside Art Park. Promenade is a walkway beside a body of water, like a walkway beside river or beside lake or even beach. Sea. Waving at you from the other end of the promenade by Constellia Seaside Art Park. What's with all the mysteries? While you are still climbing the stairs, Ayla and the others have already reached the observation deck at the end of the promenade. Having parted with Lucia and Liv on the beach, you run into Ayla and Sophia in the city, as well as Teddy, whom Ayla just called over from the engineering force. Maybe because Constellia is co-managed by WGAA, Ayla seems even more lively than her usual self here. But this is also just a fleeting glimpse in a long summer. Why not? After all, it is summer. Ayla makes an exaggerated gesture before pulling you to the observation deck on the promenade. Beyond the promenade outside the observation deck is the beach where you left Liv and Lucia. The beach is now packed with people and adorned with many colorful decorations reflecting the hustle and bustle of the city. In the center of the beach, Liv and Lucia wave you in front of the passageway leading to the stage on the sea, surrounded by many other constructs. They look so good. What's happening? Ella smirks mischievously. Mischievous, mischievous, mischievously. I think it's mischievous. Mischievously. Mischievously, yeah. You wouldn't want to miss this, right, Commandant? I suppose I wouldn't. What an unbelievable passion for this kind of thing. You mean Ayla? Yeah, you really don't feel tired? You'll fit right in with the engineering force. Ah, poor Teddy. You know, I heard that, right? Ayla's event management is outstanding indeed. She hasn't forgotten the commercial needs either. Alright, let's go. Right, Leaf and the others should have finished setting up by now. So you planned all this, Ayla? Yes, and no. I'm just the manager. Everyone has contributed, including letting you indulge in coating designs. Like the one she's wearing right now. Alright. Let's go, Commandant. Oh, right. Ayla suddenly speaks with a hint of seriousness. Don't forget about the coating design, okay? You mean... Alright, let's go. Being pushed by Ayla and led by Sophia and Teddy, you find yourself back on the beach where it all begins. Decorated with colorful tinsels, the beach now has a shopping street filled with street food and different vendors. As you expected, members from the Strikehawk, Dark Aries and other squads have made their way to Constelia, standing with Leaf and Lucia. Good afternoon, Tease. Yo, good afternoon. Kamui suddenly appears from the stage on the beach, holding a huge pile of prizes obviously won from a claw machine. Quite the victory, huh? We waited so long, so I went to get these. A Mechanon even told me that my score broke all-time record. Here, Commandant, I'll share some with you. We just arrived. We managed to catch the last two transport craft. I believe Igor is also here. This is a rare chance to take a break after all. Commandant! Hello? You're here too. Of course. I promised to set up a shopping street with Sophia and Changyu. Is that it? Nope. It's just a trial run. This is a shopping alley at most. How are we supposed to make money with such a small display? Whoa. You suddenly hear a muffled explosion above you. Is it, Karenina? Oh, Vera. Hey, 21, oh, this is, Vera, 21, and Noan. Not Noan. No. Vera, 21, and... Dude, I can't remember that guy's name. Anyway, just continue. Hey, 21, you started too early. There's a problem with your gunpowder mixture, Noctis. No way, that's impossible. What were you thinking, Noctis? The fireworks were supposed to set off at night. The crowd's a little rowdy, but you like it. At least you get to see everyone smile on a summer day like this. You're back, Commandant. Yes. Thank you for your hard work, Liv, Lucia. We just wanted to make this summer a bit more comfortable and enjoyable. Bright seashores, warm evening breeze, that's what summer should be. I'd be happy if you can have a relaxing vacation here. I already do, Lucia. What's next? You get to decide, of course. I hope you can fully unwind and enjoy the serenity of this place during this vacation. That's our wish. No matter where you are, we'll be waiting here for you. The sun shines warmly still, casting its glow on this untouched city on the beach on Leaf, Lucia, you, and all those familiar faces. This time finally at your disposal, you are unsure how to use it. Where to next? Maybe I can look for Lee at the diving spot. Staying here and relaxing isn't a bad idea. What about the art park? Ella just let me through. Staying here and relaxing isn't a bad idea. you decide to just go at your own pace. There's still plenty of summer left. Alright. Summer Encore Memoir. Selena Lee Noan. Oh, those skins. Coating. New coating. Let's start with Selena. Summer analogy. Shall I compare tea to a summer stay? Paratini squara soi on un echo. For you, I'm not even an echo. Para mi soy un ansia y un arcano. For myself, I am a yearning and a riddle. Uma isla de magia y de temores. An island of magic and fear. Como lo son tal vez todos los hombres. As perhaps we all are. Como lo fuiste tú. Bayo otros astros. As you were under other stars. First poet of Hungary, Borges, al primer poeta de Hungría. The night sleeps quietly in the summer breeze. The gentle waves of the sea embrace her. She has seen many seas that are full of dead stars, seas that have become fossils of the past, seas that call forth lightning and storms. She has walked many of them. The signifiers and signified concepts have reduced the sea in front of her to another ordinary body of water. Still, it looks somewhat different on this night. Without the hustle and bustle of the busy day, the sea and the moonless starry sky are surrounded by a warm silence. And there she is, stranding alone in this serene solitude. The lone footsteps she left during the daytime are yet to be washed away by the sea. Next to them, a piano sits in front of many lines of whites, low walls. The piano has been eroded by sea breeze and sand. Some of its dark black paint has become flaky. She gently brushes the fine sand off the keyboard lid. Her mechanical fingers seems to be reminiscing with a certain warmth, or perhaps a memory. The wind from the city sweeps towards the sea, slightly lifting her cloak, revealing the tips of her hair that are just as blue. Her fingers stop caressing the keyboard lid, as if the nostalgic feeling has become a gravitational force pulling the stars in her eyes, urging her hands to open it.
是你吗?
Wait a minute, it's in Chinese. It's not dubbed. Is that you? Many days and nights, weaved by this gravity between the black and white keys, flowed from those unreachable fingertips and began to wander among the stars. Tell me, Selena. Tell me why. Okay, 24 hours earlier. Selena's dark hood flutters slightly as she stands by the shore of Constellia, listening to the wind. Months have passed since she last left this place. Even Selena herself has no idea why her feet have led her back to Constellia once again. But she knows it is not her fate's binding. She is driven by something else buried deeper in her memory.
晚上好，
Good evening,
康斯塔雷耶。
Good evening, Constellia. Gazing at the stars nestled between the tall windmills, she mutters to herself, removing her hood and cloak. There's something familiar about this.
也不完全是他的手笔。
It is voice. That is surprising, actually. I was not expecting it to be voiced. By the way, give me a second here. Testing. Alright, I'm back. There's something familiar about this design style, but it's probably not entirely her own work. Beneath the worn-out cloak lies a simple summer outfit, in line with a certain new fashion trend. Selena tries to reach toward her chest. To her surprise, her hand have passed through what should have been artificial skin. The mysterious girl Selena met during her long journey, who claimed to be Nanami, once said that this design was not compatible with her current frame. Thanks to a mechanaut who carried multiple bags. While traveling with Nanami, Selena is able to briefly use this outfit. She tries moving her fingers again. Hidden beneath the false, artificial skin, a hint of crimson flows at the tips of her mechanical fingers. A punishing virus. This was also told by Nanami, who, however, did not mind the corruption on her.
这些涂料和仿生投影并不稳定，可能随时都会劣化消失。
It is surprising that it is voiced in Mandarin or Chinese. This coating and synthetic projections are unstable and may deteriorate and vanish at any moment.
或许真的就像是那个存在于童话之中的魔法一样。
Perhaps it's really like the magic spell in the fairy tale. But she has long abandoned all magic. Consequently, there would be no coachman turned from mice or pumpkin carriage. There are still many things of hers she has yet to retrieve. Even if she loses more, they only leave a faint sorrow that lingers in her misty thoughts. Occasionally, the nightmare-like fog seems to dissipate, revealing a figure. That figure sometimes appears in front of her, sometimes behind, sometimes leading, sometimes following. Only the dim string light illuminates the midnight shore. Many of the facilities are enveloped in darkness of night and cannot be seen clearly. In front of her is a stark white stone wall. The light of dim stars reflects on the wall, then shines to the dark piano in front, making it one of the few conspicuous items on this beach. Conspicuous is clearly visible. Many light years away, the shadow of star frolic here playfully. She walks among these reflections, completely unaware of her shoes that have become filled with fine sands. The fine sand cannot damage her body. What erodes her soul is something else entirely. Her hand gently strokes the open lid of the piano, playing a note.
这位小姐，您好。
Excuse me, miss. Hello? Robot voice. A gentle mechanic voice arises from behind the pristine low wall. The mechanic is holding a small flower pot with a shovel inside. It seems to be the gardener here.
抱歉，我不是有意打扰到你的。
Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you.
当然没有，
Not at all.
这架钢琴放在这里，
This
就是提
piano
供
is
给游客们自由弹奏的。
This piano is placed here for visitors to play as they wish. The mechanic's head turns counterclockwise, as if thinking about something.
只是，您为什么这个时间来到这里呢？
If I may, why are you here at this time?
我只是路过，但我想在这里多停留一会儿。
I'm just passing by, but I would like to stay here a little longer.
那倒是没关系。
I see. That's not a problem.
之前还有一位客人在这儿弹奏过曲子，这一切都随您的便。
Another guest also played a piece here earlier. Like I said, you could stay as you wish.
您知道是哪首曲子吗？
Do you know which piece they played?
抱歉，我没有搭载听歌识曲功能，但是我觉得那位客人弹奏的曲子非常不错，所以录了一小段下来。
Sorry, I don't have the function to recognize music pieces, but I thought the one played by that guest was quite nice, so I recorded a small part of it. The robot's indicator flickers. It then begins to play a few indistinct music notes.
山谷、森林、岩石、荒野，
Valley, forest, rocks, wilderness. Brushkluten. Vault. Fells. I nod.
神圣的隐士们散布山上，
Heilige Anchoreten. Gibirgoff Veltite. Holy hermits divided in ascending planes.
住在岩壑中间。
Gilgurch Vision Clifton. Posted among the ravines. The ravines.
您说什么？
What did you say?
没什么，
Nothing. She sighed, imagining the person who had played this symphony on the piano here. She cannot remember where this song is from, nor can she recall more of its lyrics. Still, the melody lingers in her mind, encircling her, just like the figure in the fog. She reaches out again towards the weathered piano, trying to grasp the drifting melody and that faraway figure. Yet, she hesitates.
您想要试着弹奏这架钢琴吗？
Hmm,
为什么不试试呢？
Are you thinking of playing this piano? Why not give it a try?
不，我想，我现在还没有做好准备，
No, I think I'm not quite ready yet.
更何况，我不能确定这一切在我的记忆里是否是一个谬误。
Besides, I can't be certain if all of this in my memory is but a fallacy.
或者说，我在这里是否就是一个错误？
Or perhaps my very presence here is a mistake?
好吧。总而言之，
Well
您请
then,
便。
as you wish. The gardener shakes its head, then continues.
如果没什么事了的话，我就继续工作了。祝您开心。
If there's nothing else I can help you with, I'll get back to my work. I hope you enjoy yourself here.
倘若您想要在花园里欣赏这些花的话，请自便。
If you wish to admire the flowers in the garden, please feel free to do so.
花园，
The garden?
是的，这是塞万提斯先生设计的花园，我只是一个普通的建造者而已。
Yes, this garden was designed by Cervantes. I'm merely a builder. The place where the piano is located seems to be the entrance to this garden, where many flowers bloom vibrantly among the cascading white stone walls.
不过现在已经是午夜了。
But it's already midnight.
无论是早上、
It
中午
doesn't
还是
matter
晚上，
whether it is morning,
这座花园
noon,
都是
or
花
night.
园，
The garden is
随时
always
都
a
可以供
garden,
给人们观赏。
available for people to admire at any time.
对了，
By the
这座
way,
花园很
the
复
path
杂。
in the garden can be complicated, but
您每
if
逢
you
交叉路
always
口
turn left
就
at
向左
every
走，
crossroad, you
总
will
会找到路的。
eventually find your way. The mechanic makes a somewhat artificial bow towards Selena, then leaves without looking back, disappearing into the depth of the stone walls. At some moment later, the figure that hovers in her mind suddenly appears before her, as if it is real. As if drawn by gravity, she steps into the garden.
指挥，你知道吗？
Conductor, do you know?
有时候
You know what? I'm just
我
going to
们难以
read
回想起过去，
over the voiceover because
是因
I
为
think
那
it's
些
taking
画
way
面
too long if I wait for them.
仅存在于我们的脑海中。
Sometimes we struggle to recall the past because those images exist only in our minds.
但记忆
But memories, they tend
总
to
会
fade.
遗，语言是很重要
Language is
的，
important, no matter
无
spoken
论
or
是
written.
写，所以我会
That's why I
选择
choose to write my
把它们
memories
写
down
下来。
like I'm doing right now.
如果你能
If
读
you
到这
read
封
this
信的
letter,
话，
then these memories will be
这些
preserved
记
through
忆，
language.
文字这种
The
东
thing
西，
about words, it's
它很
strange
奇怪
indeed.，
它能够越过时
Words
间和
just
空间，
Words
在每
transcend
一个写
time
下和阅
and
读的时
space.
候，
Words transcend time and
成为记忆。
space and evoke memories every time they are written or read.
也因此，它就有了无
They
限
hold
的可
infinite
能，
possibilities and can lead to countless paths.
通往或许
Perhaps
在
at
你
the
阅读的
moment
那
you're
个时
reading
刻，
this, I, along with
我
the
和这段
memories
记
I'm
忆
writing about, will
就会
linger
停
in
滞
the
在
time
你
and
阅读的
space
那
you're
个
in.
时空中。但
But Is the me
那是
you're
我吗？
thinking about really me?
也许那是
It
过
may
去
be
的
the
我，
me from the past, or perhaps
也
the me
许
from the future.
我不知道。
I just don't know,
智慧，
conductor. It feels like I'm trapped in the
我好
labyrinth
像
of Minos.
我把我的想法都
I've
记
written
下
down
来，
my thoughts in the form of
写成
stories
故
and
事和
poetry.
智慧。
Conductor, if I get lost in this maze
假如
of
有一
text one
天，
day,
那根细细的
you
线
alone hold the thin thread that will lead you
就
to
在
me.
你我在迷宫
I'll
的
be
终
waiting
点
for
等
you
你。
at the end of the maze. At every crossroad, a shallow trail of footprints can be spotted on the sandy path leading left. Left, turn left, turn left, turn left. These are not the footprints of the mechanical gardener, but rather resembles those of a human. The deeper into the maze, the higher the stone walls become, and the dimmer the starlight in the skies. Even so, the footprints on the ground remains clearly visible. She walked past the flags. I have no idea. Oh, these are all flowers. She walks past the flags, alfalfa, pansies, tulips, and lavenders lining the path that have already been traveled. This garden is built upon the sand, yet the flowers are all growing in the soil. At the end of the final crossroad, a slightly wider clearing appears before her.
这应该
The garden must end here.
就是这座花园的起。
In the center of this clearing, there's a small flower bed. The flower bed, too, is surrounded by a white, pristine low fence. Though it appears less conspicuous compared to the taller surrounding stone walls, it still draws attention, being right in the center. The figure, barely visible through the mist, is standing by the flower bed, where the trail of footprints end. No more hesitation.
请
Please
等一
wait.
下，
Thing is growing in that flower bed. A patch of soil devoid of any color is all there is. The fine dark brown sand slips through her illusory palms, through her fingertips that occasionally flash in crimson. She leans back where the soil is supposed to be, and leans back where the soil is supposed to be. She wants to reach out and grasp it tight, but there is nothing to hold on to. Can a garden without flowers still be called a garden? If this is a dream I must wake up from, what exactly is the way I should do it?
终点
What
到底
What
是
will
什
bring
么？
me to the exit of the maze? Please tell me. I'm already here.
我已
She's the only one in the garden. The flowers and the stone walls are the ones listening to her whispers to the stars. The night is about to end and the sun will soon rise. Dawn is on its way, followed closely by the morning mist. No recordarás este sueño porque tu olvido es necesario para que se cumplan los gestos. You will not remember. Let me mute my mic. You will not remember this dream because your forgetting is necessary to the fulfillment of these events. At first, when reading this, I thought this is a mistake. But nope, this is correct. You're forgetting. Right, next. Answers of Stars. Let me think that there is one among those stars that guides my life through the dark unknown. Her hand pauses on a discordant note, interrupting the music. She gazes long and hard at the piano keys, the morning mist in her mind firmly entrenched between the black and white. She knows she must traverse this misty fog. She knows this is a song guided by love. She knows that she has to be completed, even if it means that she can no longer be her past self, and her future self will no longer be her current self. She is passing through the mist, heading towards another starry sky.
它闪烁着，
The stars twinkle,
将我们分离。
forcing us apart. Tell me, Iris. Another 24 hours earlier, the noon's sun shines lazily upon the beaches of Constellia, signaling that all you have left of your vacation is one more afternoon. Compared to your previous busy schedule, this one afternoon feels as vast as a whole galaxy, perhaps because the work before was too exhausting. Take right now, for example, you get to lie on the beach, unmoving, mind empty, tracing the sun's path across the sky with each passing minute. Suddenly, a shadow blocks your view. Is this Tease? Yes. I'm starting to get tired of reading it. You instinctively shift to remove your sunglasses to see who's standing before you, but before you can even finish your sentence, a rectangular shriveled item falls upon you, alongside a scoop of fine sand. So much sand. Your parcel has been delivered. Please sign here. It turns out to be a courier robot from Constellia. It scans you with its camera before trudging off on its tiny self-automated tracks. What's going on? By the time you think to question the robot, it's already far away, seemingly in a hurry to deliver another parcels. What landed on you was a palm-sized yellow craft paper envelope without a single word written on it. A letter? The sunlight quickly warms the grain of sand on the paperback, as if even the sun itself is urging you to open it. Without the letter open at hand, you can only tear open this unknown letter along its width. What falls into your palm is a crushed lilac-colored flower, practically in powder form by this point. Is this like how a sword can wear through its sheath? A heart tightly gripped by a single name can also be chafed, I don't know what chafe means, uncomfortably against one's chest. That name has once reverberated through the night, echoing between lines of text. That name has once described the tempest, the fairies wandering by the flowers, and its very self using the stars in the sky and 3 bottles of dried ink. Iris, is that you? You know what, I will read more quickly for the part that I find quite dull. Yeah. Memories wash up on the beach like the tide, always become helplessly stranded there. Soon you have left a trail of footprints along Constellia's lengthy coastline, every step asking the same question. But those friendly mechanoids cannot provide an answer. You keep walking, keep asking until you've almost lost track of time. The originally delicate sand on the beach is beginning to sting your feet, forcing you to sit down and rest for a while. You finally find yourself in front of the expanse of pure white stone wall, its sleek form standing out of this stretch of the beach that is so hard to read. This intricate expanse of stone walls twists and turns, with one side lower than the other, as if a bolero dance set by the seaside, as if a never-ending maze. Outside this sleek white stone wall is a black piano standing on the beach. A wooden sign is nailed on the side of the walls facing the ocean. It reads, Seaside Art Garden. Ella once mentioned that the city's former manager was a connoisseur of art, so it doesn't seem so strange at all that they had set up such a place in the city. The piano too was probably placed here to set the mood. However, due to the erosion of the sand and the sea breeze, the paint on the piano has started to peel off, revealing the metal and wooden structure inside. The sunlight lands on the deep black lacquer, reflecting a brightness that rivals the white stone walls beside it. The piano, on the other hand, is like a bottomless black hole, and the sunlight orbiting it resembles a mere accretion disk. A profound impulse drives you forward, and you rise and approach the piano, your fingers brushing across the keys. All that is transient is but a parable. Parable is a story with a hidden meaning. Yes, I believe so. The inadequate here finds fulfillment. The ineffable here is accomplished. What should have been a grand chorus performed by thousands in the end fuses into a fervor that encompasses the entire universe. Slowly the notes are gently played with your/her fingers. You suddenly find it hard to remember the hand-copied sheet music, sealed within a thick stack of letters. Your fingers hesitate as if bound by the lines of musical notation, unable to move onto the next note. Exactly what kind of feeling is this? You hesitate for a moment and still can bring yourself to play the next note at the end.
为什么不继续呢？
On a play on,
这位
esteemed guest, gentle mechanical voice arises from behind the low piston wall. The mechanic carrying a small bucket with a shovel inside seems to be the gardener here. Sorry, didn't mean to disturb you.
当然没有。
You haven't disturbed me. Your brilliant
您弹奏的
playing
钢琴乐
complemented the sound of the
配合着
waves
海，
perfectly.
所以
So why did you stop? I can't quite remember the rest of the song. I can't go any
真是
further.
可惜。
Too bad. It was the same last night. Last night? Exactly what I was thinking. Last night. My apologies.
没关系。您
It's
想说
alright.
什么？
What were you saying? You said it was the same last night. What do you mean by that? The maker in front of you twists its head counterclockwise as if in the process of recalling something.
昨天夜里，本机在这
Last
里
night,
值
while I
班
was
时
on duty here,
也
I
听到
heard
了
someone
相似
playing
的
a
钢
similar
琴乐
song.
但很可惜，
Unfortunately, my presence must have disturbed the
大概是我打扰
performer
到了那
right
位
as I
演
was
奏者。
approaching the music ceased. So you didn't catch a glimpse of the person who was playing that piece? Is that correct?
是的，
Yes. The mechanic head sprints around once more before it speaks.
如果没什么事了的话，
If there's nothing else I can
我就
help you
继续
with,
工作
I'll
了。
get back to my work. I hope you enjoy
祝
yourself
你
here.
倘若您想
If
要
you
在
wish
花
to
园里
admire the
欣赏这
flowers
些
in the
花的
garden,
话，
please feel free to do
对
so.
了，
By the way, the path in the
这座
garden
花
can
园
be
很复杂，
complicated, but if you always turn left at every
不过
crossroad, you will eventually find your way. With that, the gardener turns away, bucket and trowels in hand, and leaves. One hand pressed against the envelope in your pocket, you retract your other hand from the piano. It must have been her who had played that piano here last night, but no one remembers, nor even knows that she was here. Sunlight strikes the stone wall of the garden, their pure white pebble smooth surface echoing like 1,000 voices in chorus.
这首交响乐
This symphony was meant to be
本该由
performed by a
上千人
choir
的
and
乐队
orchestra
合
of
成的天
thousands,
使，
angels
以
with
爱与
love
欢
and
乐
joy
为
as
火，
their flame
将墨菲斯托击
repelled
败，挫败了他和浮士德的协议，
Mephistopheles, thwarting his pact with false
而浮士德自
false
始至终的
ideals
理
and
想与
passions
热
have remained
情，
unchanged from the beginning
从
to the
未
end.
改
I
变。
don't know,
无
this
论
is
魔鬼
way
如
too
何
much.
引诱他， 无论
Yapping
现实
for
有
me.
多么沉重，
No matter how evil the tournament
浮士德
in his quest, he sits quietly on the velvet.
或许他
Mostly,
从未
perhaps
真
he
正
never
拥
truly
有过
possesses
真
the
理，
truth more than enough.
但他一直永恒
The eternal
你
feminine draws us.
心
Feminine.
长
Shouldn't it be
指
famine?
引我
The
们
eternal famine. I believe this is famine, right? Not feminine. The music doesn't stop when you enter the garden. Though built on sand, the garden harbors many plots especially cultivated with lush greenery and flowers, likely the gardener's handiwork. Juxtaposed against the backdrop of white stone walls, the varied colors of the lilies, tulips, and countless other unnamed flowers appears even more vibrant. This looks very well maintained, actually. Indeed, initially, the stone walls are low, concealed by greenery and partitioning a shaded path, but as you venture deeper, the walls grow taller, obscuring the view of all plants, like looming waves of white increasing in height. The paths formed by the stone walls are uneven, with one side always taller than the other. You progress deeper into the garden, noting a small flowers occasionally appearing by the walls on either side. By now, the sun has begun its descent towards the horizon. Are you here to seek something? You clench the letter in your pocket tight once again. But now that you are thinking about it, what you found in the envelope might not have been a flower, despite the texture of the fragments resembling one. You can't even be certain that it was an iris, once vibrant but now dried and crumbled. But it probably used to be a flower. The garden paths carry over a hint of sea breeze, dampening even the pure white stone walls with traces of dew, as if dried remnants of the morning mist. Perhaps due to the humidity. Yep. Can we see blah 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 blah. By the way, the person getting critical. That's what the garden is said. Every left turn, shell 14. Not for being a garden, but the simple of this human left again. The screen are present every turn left, touching for increasing the turn. Garden, the power plant getting sendo, you follow footprint, turn left again every crossroad. Move station, there by the footprint, you left this one blah 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 blah. The flower bed and the ideas bloom in silence, even the leaves are fragile. It crumbles into dust in a moment, yet its face unresilient. I'm just going to mute my mic.
我将从更深的禁忌中归来，黎明散去的雾，留给大地的路。我与雾没有什么不同。我会找到你的，就像。
Alright, finally finished. Oh, I don't. Personally, I don't like that. I don't really like that. Way too much flowery in the dialogues, in the writing. Whew. Alright, that's it for Selena Memoir. Let's go with Lee now. Summer echoes. Evading the notice of all, those things once deemed lost have silently taken root and blossomed into flourishing trees. Following the map, you walk on the road of Constellia, your footsteps echoing clearly in the deserted streets, a sign that this area, not yet fully built, rarely sees visitors. The summer sky is so bright that the beach in the distance is almost dazzling. It is almost the time you are. It is almost time. It is almost the time. It is almost time you are supposed to meet Lee for diving. Upon arriving at the great area, you easily spot the familiar figure nearby. Approach quietly. Knowing that Lee will certainly notice your surprise attack, you still tiptoe closer, and you are surprised to find him not reacting even when you are right behind him. Could he have fallen asleep standing up? Has my stealth skill improved this much? As you contemplate your next move, Lee suddenly speaks up. 28 seconds. Look at that duck. Huh? That is the time you have to act once you are in your target's proximity. You know I was here, didn't you? Of course. You think I don't remember your footsteps and movement habits? I was just curious what you were up to, sneaking around like that, so I waited a bit. How's that sneaking around?
看来有必要让指挥官重新学习一下这个词的定义。
It seems that you can use a refresher on what that phrase means. His tone is calm as always, but there is a hint of jest in his eyes. Those blue eyes were once as cold as a silent icy sea, but now you can see more and more of the warmth hidden beneath the fractured ice. Have you been waiting long?
没有，我也
No, I just arrived as
做
well.
了一些准备。
I was making some preparations. Following his gaze, you see a full assortment of diving gear behind him, and you cannot help but wonder how he could gather so much equipment in such a short time. Did you bring the whole store over?
只是在清
I
理
just
可
wanted
能
to
会
make
用
sure
到
we
的
have
东西，
everything we
做
might
足
need,
准备，
just in
以防
case. But those scuba tanks and lifebuoy are nowhere near as eye-catching as Lee himself. I didn't expect you to actually wear it here. Looking at Lee in this dark blue hydrodynamic diving suit, you are involuntarily drawn to the striking yellow duck on it. Sensing your gaze, Lee turns away somewhat awkwardly.
如果我没有记
This
错的
quoting
话，
was your recommendation if I
这一身
recall correctly.
是你。
There weren't that many options after all. It was shortly after Lee agreed to go diving with you. Diving was not part of the plan, so neither of you had brought any diving gear. Upon a passionate mechanoid's suggestion, Lee and you went to a swimwear shop by the coast to pick up your diving suits. Many of the uncorrupted mechanoids you encountered in past missions were quite hostile towards humans. But the residents of the city, unlike its original masters, were mostly gentle and polite. The owner of the swimwear shop, friendly mechanoid of an old model, made a welcoming gesture after hearing what you were there for, spinning its head clockwise. Its screen displayed a line of text. First customers, understood, referred by Basil. Grand opening sale, free selection. The mechanoid pointed to a poster on the glass door that said its shop provided underwater coatings for construct and bionics coatings, Feel free to look around. The mechanoid bowed respectfully and handed over a product browsing terminal before entering a dormant state, leaving the two of you alone in the shop. You looked at what was available on the shelf and only found a small selection of diving suits due to the size of the shop. What comfort coating would you prefer, Lee? Quickly skimming through the product list, Lee fell into silence. I'm fine with anything. Anything is the trickiest one.
你来挑吧。
You pick. He tosses you the problem without hesitation. You thought for a moment before choosing a suit from the trial coatings that seemed to fit Lee. The dark blue diving suit was described as a popular style during the Golden Age. You couldn't help but feel a fleeting sense of nostalgia upon seeing it. How about giving this a try? Okay. You handed the terminal to Lee before trying on a diving suit that seems to be your size. Exiting the fitting room, you found Lee, now in his new coating, standing in front of a mirror and looking confused. How is it? Does it affect your movement? This was not a standard coating from Babylonia after all. Without prior adaptation, it might still present some problems. It's fine, it fits well, but he frowned while he adjusted the diving goggles on his head. As a decorative yellow duck made a noticeable sound alongside his movement. Or it squeaks, it quacks. Quack. Try not to laugh.
这是什么？
What is this? Lee held his diving setup, the bright color and the cuteness in stark contrast with his stoic expression. It's part of the diving set. Lee's gaze became noticeably sharper. I didn't have a choice, the selection was limited. You pointed at the product description. In an over-the-top colorful font, it wrote, a fashion magnum opus designed by the master Basil for Constellia's #1 fashion brand. Everything in the store is in this style. You could try this one with the pink elephant.
我突然觉得现在
I
这个
changed
挺
my
好。
mind. This one is fine. Lee looked hesitant at first, but he chose that coating in the end. You spent some time apart afterwards to take care of some business, and you found a pre-combat briefing on your terminal from Lee once you were free. There should not be combat missions during vacation. You opened the mail worried only to find something totally unexpected. It was a detailed map of Constellia's coastline, marked with the best diving spots, recent weather, ocean currents, depth profile, coordinates of shallow coral reefs, and diving safety advice. But it was written like a pre-combat briefing despite being a diving guide. Now looking at Lee fully geared and ready to dive, you cannot help but smile. Perhaps he is more excited about this more than you
在
thought.
笑什么？
Why are you smiling? I'm also very excited about this
不
Lee.
知道你
I
在
have
说
no
什么。
idea what you're talking about.
走吧，
Let's
时
go,
间差不
it's
多。
about time. Alright. Ocean waves sparkled under the afternoon sun, its water pushing white foams onto the sand beach, as if breathing deeply. Walking toward the shallow water, with Lee, you feel something trickling. Your ankle, you look down to find a stranded hermit crab, quickly burrowing into the sand, having bumped into you.
怎么了？
Something wrong? Just a hermit
这片海
crab.
域有概率搁浅一
This
些
area
有
could
毒
have
性的生
some
物。
poisonous
要小
creatures.
心。
Be careful. Is that so?
看来我发你的邮
You haven't
件，
read my mail,
你是
have you? I just wanted to hear from Professor Lee once more.
也不用这么叫。
You don't need to call me that. It feels like it's been ages since we got to relax. Yeah. We should take this rare chance to unwind as well. Recall a time of relative peace when dangerous and painful battles also come with calmness and laughter. Little did you know that storms you glimpsed were just the tip of the iceberg. Perhaps it is because you have struggled through so many storms that walking along this peace shore feels almost surreal. Does Lee feel the same? He had not said it, but you can tell he is still shaken by your recent ordeals, to the point that
还不是放松的
it's
时候。
not time to relax yet. As if confirming your worry, you hear his faint whispers. Did you say something?
没什么，
Nothing.
倒是指挥官
You were spacing out,
刚
weren't
才是
you?
在发呆吧
That？was what was on your mind, Commandant. I wasn't
那你
spacing
就应
out.
该注意到，
Then you should have
我们
noticed
已
that
经
we
快
almost
走过
walked
目
past
的
our
地，
destination.
说明你真的很
You are
放松。
certainly very relaxed.
不是什么
That's not a
坏事。
bad thing. He does not say anything sarcastic for once, gently patting your shoulder instead.
走吧，
Let's go.
不是想潜水
Weren't you the one who wanted to go diving? You arrive at the chosen dive site, prepared to do some basic training before entering the
如
water.
果我没有记
If
错
I'm
的
not
话，
mistaken, this is your
这是
first
指
real
挥官
dive, right,
第一次
Commandant? I never had an opportunity like this before, after all. You have been to beaches during past vacations, but you mostly lay on the sand or went for a quick swim in the water. A proper dive like this is indeed a
如果指挥
first.
官没有什么准备，
If you're not prepared,
我们可以
we can
从最
start
基
with the
础
basics first. I'm an expert of theories. You're familiar with the theories on diving, thanks to the comprehensive training courses in FOS. I'm physically strong and exceptionally lucky.
我认为这个回答
I don't find that
并
answer
不
very
是很有说服
convincing.
力。记得有一次，
I remember
某人不
this
顾
one
阻拦
time,
一头
someone
扎
ignored
进海
all
浪
warnings and dove straight into the
我把那个
waves.
人给
The
捞回来的
price I
代价，
paid for saving
就是
that
事后
person was
清理了
cleaning
很久
salt
关
and
节结
sand
印
out
和
of my
洗刷
joints for way too long. That happened? Who was it?
装啥也没用。
Laying down
看
won't
看那个
work.
时候的照片吗？
Do you want to take a look at the photos from that day? When did you take
那叫
photos?
罪证。
I was collecting evidence. So, nothing will go wrong with you here, Lee. If I didn't know you, I would seriously be wondering if someone swapped your
我
brain
现
with
在
a
已经开始
child's.
指挥官，
Didn't
不
trust
要
your
将
life
自己的生命安
to
全
anyone so
轻
lightly,
易交付给
Commandant.
任何
I'll do my best, but I
虽
can
然我的
always
权
protect
不
you.
只是现在，
No, not now.
还有之后
Not
的每
now,
一次
and
战
not in every battle in the future. I only have so much faith because it's you. Lee's face remained as calm as usual, but you notice him clenching his right hand quietly, a gesture he does subconsciously when he tries to conceal something. You
算了。
forget it.
如果是作为危
It's
急情况下的自
advisable
保
for
手段，
commandants to
指挥
master
官
as
的确
many
应该
skills
尽
as
可能掌握更
possible
多技巧。
as a means of self-preservation during danger. We have a rare
我们也有足
opportunity
够的时
here
间
and
练
plenty
习。
of time to
不
practice.
过训练
But
可能会有一点严
Be
格。
warned though,
请
the
指挥
training
官
might
做
be
好准备。
rigorous. Prepare yourself, Commandant. Lee's expression turned serious, as if bracing for a new challenge. Although you thought you were meant to relax here. Scattered wave. Dude, I'm feeling a little bit dizzy reading all of that out loud. Alright. This photo. This picture looks so nice. Right? The drawing, the coloring. Alright, scattered waves. Embrace this moment's tranquility, revel in the peace you have brought. Shallow area of the beach.
那么，
Now, Lee's wearing his diving suit. Stands knee deep in the water and speaks with a serious tone.
这次
Let's start with the basics of snorkeling before we start
等你掌
diving.
握了浮潜的
Once you
要
got the hang of
可以
it,
再
we can
考虑进
consider
行
more
深潜之类
challenging
的。
dives. More challenging dives. Understood, Professor Lee. Never thought I could attend Lee's diving class.
不要认为浮潜简单，
Don't
就
dive in
毫无准备
unprepared.
的开始。
Thinking snorkeling is easy.
如果
Without
没有
proper
进行
training,
正
you
确
might
的
not
训
have
练
a
就贸
chance
然
to
下水，
react in an
所以
emergency.
在真正开
Let's
始
make
之
sure you
前，
are fully
必
prepared
须做
before
好
we
一切准
actually
备。
start.
无论如何，安
Before
全
we
是最
actually
重要的。
start, safety comes first no matter what. Seeing how serious Lee is, you are reminded of how he treated the shooting session with you on the Belonia with the same gravitas. Unlike your sparring session in the training room, this feels like something that comes straight out of classroom with Lee as the instructor and you as the student. But it could be a little bit more lenient. This is a vacation after all. Right now, Lee is acting like an overprotective parent. When did you become a diving expert? I don't recall you being a veteran swimmer in the past.
之前说过，
I mentioned that I
如果
would
有任务
install
需
the
要进行
underwater
水
module
下
if a mission calls
况
for
且
it.
我是构造兵，
Plus, I'm a construct.
从初
It
学到
doesn't
熟
take me
练
long
程
to
度，
master a skill. Human bodies are so useless.
有我教你。
With me
很快就
teaching you, you'll master it in no time. But I don't think Raven has any diving missions coming up, right?
这不重要，
That's not the
更
point.
重要的是，
The point is
时间
that
虽然
despite the
充裕，
time we have,
但如
if
果你
you
还想在
want
假
to
期
go
的
on a
最后
real
一天
dive for the
真正
end of the
潜一次水，
vacation, teach me
你再这
professionally.
样叫一次，
Tell me that again and I'll throw you into the water myself.
首先是佩戴好
First,
面
you
镜
have to wear
和
your
呼
mask
吸
and
管。
snorkel properly. Lee steps closer to adjust the diving mask, but he frowns and takes it off after a while. What's wrong?
这里
These parts,
可
the
能
rubber
是因为
here
连
at
接
the
的部分
joint
常年暴露在阳
is
光
a bit
下，
degraded,
橡
probably
胶有
from
些
the
老
prolonged
化，
exposure to the sunlight.
使用这样的设备下
Using
会有
equipment
风
like
险。
this underwater could be
还是换掉
risky.
比较好。
Better switch it up. I don't think we've brought spare diving masks though. Should we go back to the shop? It won't be necessary. Lee takes off his own diving mask and puts it on
别
you.
动，
Don't move. You instinctively lean back, but Lee gently holds your head steady before putting his mask and snorkel
暂
on
时
you.
用这个吧。
You can use this for now. As he speaks, Lee moves in closer to adjust the mask strap for
这
you.
样
Is that too
Wait.
tight? No, it's just right.
好，
Good, your head size hasn't changed. I don't remember such specific information. It'd be concerning if it had changed, right? Yep,
所以请尽量
that
避免
would
这
be
种情况发
concerning.
生。
Indeed, so try to avoid that. After you put on all the diving gear, Lee inspects it one more time to ensure there are no other
还
issues.
算合适。
It fits you. Seeing Lee gaze stopping at the specific point above your head, you realize what fits you. You never thought you would end up wearing the mask with the yellow dot. What about you?
不必担
Don't
心，
worry, I can dive
我
without the
不需要
diving
潜
mask.
水镜，照样可
But
以
you
下水
can't.。
先练习一下浮潜
Let's
技巧。
practice snorkeling first. With Lee's steady hand supporting you, you start floating in the shallower waters before moving on with your own sensing the undulation of the
不要
waves.
过度换气，
Breathing slowly and
注意
steadily,
呼吸节奏，
pace your breath.
注意腿部的发
Pay
力位置。
attention to which part of your legs you are
不要用
using.
膝盖发力。
You'll waste a lot of energy
这样
if you
反
are
而会让力
exerting
量分
force
散。
with your knees. Yep, don't bicycle kick. With concise explanations and precise guidance, Lee's instruction makes him a surprisingly passionate and earnest teacher. After several rounds of practice under Lee's guidance, you have become much more proficient in buoyancy control and clearing water from your
差不多
snorkel.
了，
Getting there. Am I ready to
以初学者来
graduate?
说还不错。你也不是毫无基础。
Dude, I rarely talk a lot. But this is actually very taxing for me. You're not bad for a beginner. Your fundamentals are solid. Everyone knows Lee's not bad. He's actually very good. You're a good teacher.
先不用高兴的那么
Don't
早，
get too excited.
接下
The
来
challenge
才是
has
真正的开始。
only just begun. Lee points towards the distant sea where your true destination lies. I'm ready. Adjusting your breath, you move forward, but the further away from the shore you are, the more you feel the ocean pushing you
把
back.
手给我，
Give me your hand. Lee grabs your hand firmly, leading you further into the sea. Having adjusted your snorkel, you dive in with him on the signal. Whoa. So pretty. And the music changes too. The moment the water engulfs you, you find yourself surrounded by a gentle, luminous blue. Sunlight and clear skies shatters into brilliant sparkles, landing on the seabed, sprinkling dazzling light, Lee's hair of gold and eyes of blue. You signal to Lee after you have gotten used to moving underwater. He nods and motions you to follow.
不要离我太远。
Don't stray too far from me. Tiny bubbles escape his lips. His voice comes through the water and your earpiece slightly muffled. You follow Lee, slowly swimming in the direction he has indicated. Look at that, so cool. Although that is very, very shallow. I think it would be nicer if we are actually much deeper. Brightly colored fish swirls around you like stars, nimbly swimming past you as the sunlight illuminates the ocean in all its glory.
慢点，
Slow down. He has been staying by your side, guiding you with arm's reach, close enough to get to you, but not too close that he hinders you. You swim with Lee, observing all splendor you could only see virtually on Babylon in the past. Lee periodically signals you to sand, and you surface to breathe before diving back into the ocean blue dream. As you swim past a massive coral reef, a large school of fish swirls around you before merging back into a silver whirlwind. Oh, I forgot what school of fish does this. Like they swim, a lot of them swim together in a circle, and it becomes like a whirlwind of fish. The school of fish briefly obscures your view. You instinctively move back to avoid them. Visible movement causes you to drift back with the current, widening the distance between Lee and you. You instinctively reach out to Lee, but your hand barely grazes his fingers. You are too far away from him now. The fish has blocked your view. So you stabilize your breathing and adjust your posture before suddenly swimming back towards Lee. You don't get far before Lee rushes back towards you, and you are startled to see his usual calm expression has been replaced with an intense fear under the flickering light. You rarely see him this frightened.
指挥官，
Commandant, he grabs your arm tightly, gestures to him that you are fine. He stares at you intensely for a second before letting out a sigh of relief as if awakening from a dream.
还要继续吗？
You want to continue? You have been diving for a while now, and you are quite concerned with Lee's condition, so you signal to surface after a brief thought. That's enough, let's head back to shore. Understood. Lee seems to have returned to his usual self, but he is uncharacteristically silent, merely guiding you to slowly ascend and swim back to the shore. The sun is not as blinding now. Gentle sunlight envelops both of your drenched figures, warming you in a cool ocean
第一次
breeze.
潜水，
How does your first
感觉
dive feel? It was quite challenging,
看来
actually.
你对自己
I
的水
suppose you are
平
quite
还有
self-aware.
点倾
I'm more concerned about what happened earlier. You seem overly worried.
啊。
I was just
只
worried
是
that
担
you
心
were
指
in
挥官会
danger.
遇到危险。
Experienced divers can always
毕竟
emerge
即使是经
unscathed
验
from
丰富的人，
accidents. Is there all there? But is that all there to it? The Trigger Raven members have been openly concerned with your well-being due to past events. Although Lee's demeanor seems unchanged, he has been insisting on accompanying you whenever you appear in public. He has been inspecting your equipment and transport craft more thoroughly, covertly investigating people in contact with Grey Raven and planning overly detailed contingencies. And that frightened look on his face you glimpsed earlier underwater, fleeting yet possible to ignore. He seems like he's always on edge, ready to combat some vast and empty unknown, or maybe he looks like he's in the fog, never able to find a way out. You seem very tense lately. Are you still worried about what happened before? Your question to Lee is one of the reasons you invited him here. You have not had a proper chance to talk with him about everything that happened. Yes, I'm very worried about you. Surprisingly, Lee doesn't deny it outright as he would have
但
before.
的确，
But it's also more than that. He lowers his head with silent expression again with the He lowers his head with that silent expression again, as if hesitating, uncertain where to
如果
begin.
我说我对很多事情都
But
有一
if I
种即
feel
视感，
deja vu about a lot of
我会相信。
things, would you believe me?
哪怕它听上去非
Even
常
though it
荒
sounds
谬，
absurd,
甚至
and
无法
there
有一个
is
合
no
理的解
logical
释。
explanation. Everything happens for a reason. I'll help you look for one. But you need to tell me what happened
我知道。
first. Right. He looks at you and nods solemnly.
从适配这台机
Since
体
my
开
adaptation
始，
to this frame, I
我就会
felt
对
a
一些从未
familiarity
发
with
生过
things
的
that
事
have
情
not happened.
一些预感，
Sudden preliminary
毫无征兆地
memories
出
would
现。
come and go before I could
但是在
thoroughly
我想要
recall
仔
them.
细回，
Unclear and ambiguous as a reflection in the water, these moments are like projection from other world, leaving unbearable marks etched into his
我尽可能的
memories.
记录下经
I've
历
tried
那
my
些预
best to
感时的
record how
感
this
受，
premonition feel,
指挥
Commandant,
官，
but they
那不
didn't
是
feel
特
like
元素能带来
simulation.
的结果，
But the actual
更像
experiences
是
I've had,
很长一段时间里，我都无法
I
查
failed
明
to
意识海
determine
中
where
这
this
种异
anomaly
常
in
究
my
竟从
mind
何而
comes
来。
from for a very long time. The coordinate you mentioned in Copperfield Aquarium.
没错，
That's when it
从那
started.
时开始，
Wait, no, perhaps earlier than that.
即使一切检测
Even though
报
all
告都
diagnostic
显示我的记忆
reports
数
have
据没有
shown no
断层，
discontinuity in my memory
但我
data,
知道，
I know for sure that I've
我
forgotten
一定是
something
忘记
important.
意识海中那些
The
空白的
gaps in
时
my
间，
mind are not result of
并不
data
是数据
errors.
错
I've
误
been
的
trying
结
to
果。
prove it, but I haven't found a way yet. Look out at the sea. The seagull flies by, snatching a fish from the sea, but the fish drops eventually, struggling in the bird's beak.
如果这是一个无解的命题，
Spending time on
在
a
上面
problem
耗
is
费时间也
pointless
是
if
不
there
意义的行
is
为。
no answer.
更何况
Not to mention that no
没有
credible
任何根据
conclusion
的
will
荒
come
诞
from
猜
groundless
测，所以
speculations. So for a while,
我选
just
择让自
ignore
己
this
暂时忽视
nonsensical
那些毫无
premonition
逻辑的。
until he pauses for a moment, struggling to say what he has to say next.
直到得知你乘
Until
坐
I
的运
learned that
输
your
机
transport craft fell into
坠
the
落
Red
在被
Tide
红
River
潮
and went
污染的
missing.
河流。我们找了你很久，
We spent so long looking for you. I tried to skip over many moments of desperation and pain, real or imaginary. With a gentle
在我看
tone,
到那些，
when I saw the scenes,
我的第一反应只
I
有，
was surprised by how
我好
familiar
像
it
很早
felt,
以前就见过
however
类似的
impossible
场
they
景。
might be.
即使这种异样感很快消散，
Even though the feeling of deja vu faded quickly, I finally
在那一
understood
瞬，
then. Lee looks up to you, at you. His gaze seems to go through you again, as if he's seeing something else. Remember the same bewilderment look on his face tonight to talk during his adaptation to the specialized frame. You finally understand what it
一
means.
直以来，
I've been scared.
怕永远都找
I
不
was
到，
afraid that I couldn't
怕
find
我
you.
下一次见到
Or
你的时候，
you would look like
你也
that
会是
when
那
I
副
did.
我无法忽视那些
I
毫无
can't
逻
ignore
辑的
these
解释
illogical
的，
premonitions,
但
and I
无
will
论
do
如何，
anything to avoid these outcomes.
我都
He takes a deep breath, trying to calm down the flood of emotion in him.
所以，这就是我认为你在可能遭遇
So
危
that's
险
why
时
I've been overreacting
容易出现
when
过
I
度
think you
反应
might
的
be in
根。
danger. Would you have kept it a secret if I hadn't asked?
抱歉，
I'm sorry.
都已
I
经说
promised
过
not
不
to
会
hide
再隐
anything
瞒
from
你任
you,
何
but I
事。
just didn't know how to bring it up.
我总会觉
I can't
得
help but worry that
我们像这样坐在
we'd
一
be
起，
sitting together like
大
this
家
in
都还是
peace
平
before I
安的
could
样
find
子，
out that it was just a dream.
但会不
Whoa.
会下一秒就会发现这不过是个梦？
Oh, that is scary. Like he couldn't even. Suddenly, this is just a dream. Only to find out that. Yikes.
想不到吧，
Surprising,
我还
right?
会有这么
That I would have such ridiculous
Kasiao.
thoughts. These don't become self-deprecatory. Self-deprecatory. Not at all. He grabbed his hand, gently opening his clenched fist. Look, I'm right here. Lee's cold finger touched her palm, and he does not immediately withdraw his hands. I'm okay, I'm here in one piece. This is the reality we live in.
现实吗？
Reality, huh? There may still be many uncertainties, but as long as you need it, I will always be there to anchor you to our reality. Your Raven will stand by you the way you have protected us. So don't worry. We have already been through so much
我
together.
明白。
I see. Whispering softly, Lee slowly grabs your hand and draws you in, as if trying to bring you closer to his heart. Your shoulder sinks slightly. Lee has rested his head on your shoulder. You cannot see his expression, but his muffled voice reaches you all the same.
就这样，
Just a little longer. However long you need.
谢谢。
Thank you. Thank you for sharing this with me. It seems to be the first time Lee has been able to share his feelings with you without holding back. By the time you get up from the beach, dust has already tinted the evening sky. Lee looks visibly more comfortable now that he has shared what has been on his mind. The vacation is almost over.
距离返程还有一个
We
晚
have one
上，
more night before we
你
head
还有
back.
一点时间
You still have time to
再
do
做一些
anything you
想
want
做
to
的
do.
事。
I guess I'll start making a
还有
list.
多少？
How many things are there? Is there a shop that sells fishing gear on the way here? I saw a video about beachcombing. Looks fine. Beachcombing, huh? Let's go fishing. Why don't we try near shore fishing?
晚上的海面太危险了。
The sea is dangerous at night. You just said I have time to do anything I want.
唉，
Let's go. Where are we going? Are we heading back? He turns around, surrendering to your whim.
去附近找找，有没有你需要的工
We
具
look？around to see if we can find any tools you might need. Awesome. Maybe we should look for some fireworks too.
不要得寸进尺。
Don't push it. Striding ahead of you with a stern expression, Lee fails to hide his curled lips from you. Unexpectedly, the figure walking before you on the beach overlaps with the figure in your memory. It was a distant summer afternoon in a simulation with a similar azure sky and unending beach, where Lee was among his bantering friends and smiling, not realizing it himself.
这样的东西，
You know, there's no chance for us to use things like that. You Just accept it on my behalf. The impossible wish back then is now within your reach. Just like this peaceful city and your footsteps on the fine sand. The sky darkens and you can begin to make out stars on the distant horizon. The night is coming. Lee slows down and turns around waiting for you. You hurry and catch up to him. You will face more dangers and battles in the future, but for now, we have a chance to appreciate this hard-won serenity. If you can walk into the night with each other, together you will welcome the dawn. And that's the end for Lee Memoir. Man, those are long stories. It has already been 1 hour and 20 minutes. Alright. I believe this is the end. Let me look at the mission here. So just clear all that, clear all that. Okay. Coating trial. Yeah, I've done both. And Noan's coating is free, which is really nice. Alright, let's do this. Lone summer light. Under the milky moonlight stands a familiar figure. Having fallen asleep to the sunset, you are woken by the clear moonlight outside. Pushing open the door, you see the stars glisten in the sky, painting the night in a gold silver. The ocean breeze has dissipated any hint of drowsiness in you. Awake, you decide to take a walk to the shimmering shore in this comfortable weather. You walk along the foamy traces left by the waves, not realizing how far you have traveled. By the time you look around, all the lights are far behind you. Under the milky moonlight stands a familiar figure.
晚上好，指挥
Good
官。
evening, Commandant. The firefly in his hand glows gently as if breathing, calling out its companions in the night. You seem to have guessed I would come.
我又不是第一
It's
次
not
在
that
晚上遇到你
the first time we've met at night. You two exchange a smile, looking up at the starry night at the same time.
要一起散散步
Want to
吗？
take a walk together? I
Yeah.
want to talk to you. Sure. He walks towards you, standing closer than usual. The two of you cast a long shadow under the clear moonlight, and you are reminded of the night you followed Noan's shadow into the forest. You've been on Babylonia for quite a while now.
是啊，
Yeah, it feels like
跟你
not
回
that long
来
ago when I came
好
back
像
to
还是
you.
不久前的事。
When I came back with you. I was worried that you wouldn't be able to fit in at first. He looks back at you with a smile as if asking you why you would think that. Bring up what happened in the training room. Many people were wary of Noan's connection with the Ascendants when he first arrived on Babylonia, seeing him as a dangerous figure. Many were reluctant to share a training room with him.
那些事已经解
That's
决
no
了。
longer a problem. Well, not as much of a problem.
解决一部
It's
分。
hard to change everyone's opinion, but I
想
can
让所
start
有
with
人
the
转变
little
观念很
things.
前
The
阵子，
instructor in the
太阳
training
小队
room
被
even
调离
gave
后
me
的
a
8 年
small
的
bag
时
of
候，
cookies
才
not
训练
long
时的教
ago
官
when Dark
还送
Ares
了我一
was
小袋礼
deployed
物。
outside Babylonia. Is that what Simon ate? I feel like Dark Ares keeps hurting Simon unknowingly.
抱歉
I'm，sorry. I really
可我
didn't know
真
he
的不
was
知道对
allergic
的
to
吃了过敏。
sesame. Thankfully, the symptoms
还好这么
weren't
不错。
severe. He didn't know either. He never had sesame before. When I visited him, he told me he thought someone was trying to poison you. Ah, that was hilarious. I see. Simon used to think that you were being bullied in the beginning
就因为训练室，
because of what happened in the training room. Well, without that, Commandant.
可也多亏了
Without
这
that
些事，
Commandant, Simon
西
wouldn't
蒙指
have
挥
been
官
able
才
to
帮
get
我申
me
请到
the
了图
role
书
of a
馆管理员的资
librarian.
格。要让我在训练
I
室和
definitely
图书
picked the
馆之
library
间
if I
选的
had to
话，
choose between it and the
肯
training
定是
room.
后者。
You didn't do it on purpose, did you? He laughs at your guess, offering neither confirmation nor denial. It wasn't just the training room, those tests you did. You did not know what test no one was participating in until the day you visited the Science Council to fetch Lee's test result, and you saw the young man with the dismantled frame sitting amidst his limbs and parts. Well, that was the condition for my
这是
stay
我
in
来空中花
Babylonia,
园的交换
and I
条件，
intended to fulfill
我
my
要履
end of
行
the
我的约
bargain.
定。
Besides, I was
更何
quite
况
curious as
霍
well.
沙到底做
What
了
did
什
Litos
么？
do to grant me the
才让
power
我
of
在不是
Ascendant
神
when
格者，也不是神
I
规者
am
的状态下
neither an Ascendant
做
nor
到
a
合适。既
Transcendent?
然我的意识还稳
Since
定
my
性已
mind
经
is
得到
now
了验证，
verified stable, it
这些
means
实验
those
的安全性就
tests
可以
were
保证。
safe. They also
他们也说
explain
明
why
了
the tests were
做这
necessary. I just didn't expect that someone took the opportunity to copy your mind. Hearing you, no one steps a little bit closer without a word. What's wrong? He reaches out and gently pinches your cheek. Why are you the one comforting me? He spreads out his hands with a smile. Hey, thinking back, you remember the troubled Simon asking you how he could foster a sense of camaraderie in his squad like Grey Raven after that incident with Chrono. Like all commandants, Simon has learned a lot about how a commandant should manage a squad and develop combat strategies in FOS. In theory, a squad should function normally as long as the relationship between the commandant and the squad members is maintained. But after several unanticipated squad reforms, Simon has begun trying to explore approaches beyond a commandant's duties. To help come up with a more comprehensive plan, you would occasionally consult Simon and Noan, whom you know relatively well. In doing so, you have gradually become closer to Noan while aiding Dark Ares. After the escape from the library, the two of you have silently reached some sort of agreement. No one will help you avoid socializing and troublesome event whenever you ask. If he could not, he would stay with you and help you with tedious reports, plan approvals, and even video conferences where he would stand in for you using a disguised program. Some said I've learned how to be in multiple places at once. Because you were giving lectures and having online meetings in the preparation room at the same time. Yeah, it's a miracle I wasn't busted. What? Did no one help him to pre-record the either on the meeting or the lectures? Yeah, it's a miracle I wasn't busted. They didn't ask much anyway. I was mostly reading the reports we prepared through voice changer. Ah, I see, voice changer, no video. Do you want to do the lecture for me next time? I'd love to, but all I can do now is prescribe you the wrong medicine so you can feign illness. Feign illness, right? How's your study at Star of Life coming along? I've collected a lot of video materials. I'll be ready for the first aid certification exam after I go through them and practice for a bit. No, slows down as you say stop. We've been walking along the shore for a while now. Do you want to sit down and take a break? Sure. You two sit on the bench against the soft hums of the waves, gazing at the starry sky until the moon eventually hides behind the clouds. It's been a while since I last saw you so relaxed. You're not on a mission and you're not in a hurry to leave. The last time I was on Babylonia. The last time was on Babylonia, right? Yeah. For some reason, you could not sleep at night. Sleep the night before Eris was dispatched to Constellia. You decided to walk around the square, but you somehow ended up in the library. This is not the first time you made at night, as no one said. I remember talking with you for so long that night. At first, you were just chatting about recent events, Leaf's recovery, purifying Force reform, your latest missions. Before you know it, you started sharing everything that was troubling you. In the end, defectors, the changes in the heaters, the endless defectors, the changes in Heterozone, the missing people, the surveillance on Lucia, Grave, the late reunion. Noan was an excellent listener. Never offered shallow comfort, proposed unattainable plans, or questioned whether your sadness stemmed from something trivial. Your conversation lasted until the sky began to turn bright. You were finally sleepy, but you had a strategy meeting in 2 hours before being dispatched to the surface immediately afterward. Should have gone back earlier. Hearing the regret in your tone, Noan picked up an iced coffee from the bar and gently touched your cheek with it. So cool. You said you would be able to sleep when you went back. True. Just hang in there. You'll be on a class craft soon. You can sleep then. You took the coffee and said goodbye to him. Neither of you were aware of the storm that would follow. I tried to look for you after I heard you were missing, but Dark Ares was still more or less grounded. I couldn't leave. Those who know those who would know what happened were the ones who were most wary of me. I didn't know why, but I was sure there was a reason for it. Then you came back and I found out the real reason from you. He sighed deeply and chuckled really. I had a feeling that you'd do something when we talked. That was why I was paying attention to your actions. No matter how you put it, kidnapping a commandant was. Yeah, sorry about that. You know you could be treated as a defector for this, right? No one quietly responds before reaching for your neck where a wound once was. as if checking if it has fully healed. What would you do if my testimony didn't help? No one is such a gentle person. To most people that no one believes he would get angry for anything, and he thought that monitoring him was unnecessary. That is why his reckless actions surprised so many, including Dark Aries.
但是
I knew he would return,
知道
but I
他一定
couldn't
还会过来。
let him get away this time. No one sounds calm as if talking about an extended mission. You didn't talk to Simon about Beth.
说了必须
I
说的
told
那
him
部
the
分。
essential part.
西蒙指挥
Commandant
官也
Simon
不会
wouldn't
和我谈论
talk
你，
to me
莫
about
非必
you
要
or
的事。
unnecessary things either.
我只能隐约摸到他的退
I
让
could
边
only
界。
vaguely
一
tell
旦他
where
认
his
为这件
boundaries
事很危
lied.
险，只会让我的行动更
It
麻
was
烦。
only going to make my life harder if he thought it was dangerous. So you were going no matter what. Some people shouldn't be
有些
alive.
人本就不该
If he
活
was
着。
coming back regardless, it'd
既
be
然他一
faster
定
if
会
I
来，
did it myself.
我自己就
Especially
不
when
会
it
来。
involves someone I care about. He withdraws his hand that was extended to confirm the wound. I wish you had talked to me. I promise I'll do. I promise you I'll do that next time. Why don't you do it now? Okay. The moonlight begins to fade and the sky gradually darkens. Dawn is coming. Alright, last one. Glowing warmth. Run away together to a place where we can rest and cry our hearts out. The moon has fully sunk under the horizon, casting a muted silver glow in the distant sky. Noan lights up his spring-powered firefly and places it in his hand, letting its gentle glimmer dispel the complete darkness before dawn. He lowers his head in silence for a moment before he slowly and softly speaks.
小时候
I grew up in a very cramped space.
人们的床铺
Beds were
紧紧
packed
相连，
together, like if you got a torn
只
curtain
有
around
条
the
件好
beds,
的人
but
才
most
有一
lived
片
without
破
a
布帘
rack or
作
a
为
place
纸。
to
当
sleep.
大家都挤
When
在同一个
everyone
地
was
方，
crammed into the same space,
人们
everything
想炫
happened
耀
for
的
your
骄
eyes,
傲，
whether you wanted to
想
see it or
隐藏
not.
的不堪，
Pride to be shown off, shame to be hidden.
或是爱与
Love,
性，
sex,
恨
hatred,
与争执，
quarrel, theft, robbery,
偷窃、
accidents
抢
and
夺。
murders.
母亲
Dang.
会在众人的喧闹声
Mothers
中
cried
护
out
着产下
loud,
婴儿，
giving birth amidst the noise of the crowd,
病人
while the sick died
也
moaning,
会在大家
ignored
的
by
漠视
all.
中呻吟着
Yikes,
死去。
man. That sounds horrible. No one sighed. Have you ever heard of the hedgehog's
以前
dilemma?
刺猬在冬天
Yeah, get too
想互相
close.
依靠着
You
取
will
暖，
hurt each other.
可能身
Hedgehogs
上
want to huddle together for months in winter, but despite
靠得
each
太近
other,
就
if
会
they
刺
get
伤
too
彼
close,
此，
yet if they're too far apart, they feel cold.
又会感到寒冷。人也一样，
Humans are no different. They need to
需要
keep an
和其他
appropriate
人保持
distance
适
from
当的距离。
others. Not too far,
不能
yet
太
not too
远，
close.
是
But in the end, everyone was
在这
packed
里生
tightly
活的所
together.
有人都紧
When there
紧
was no
挤
way
在
to
一
maintain
起，
proper distance, privacy no
没有
longer
隐私。
existed.
这种情况
In
下，
such a situation, how
刺
could hedgehogs
要
avoid
怎么才
hurting
能不
each
撕扯？
other? That's why those who arrived earlier always
所
told
以
me
我
to
的
seek
前辈们总是告诉
common
我，
ground to
要
hide my
求
own
人
attitude
自
and
立。
goals.
在这种环境里，
In that environment, I learned not to bring up topics
我
others
学会了
didn't
不
want to
去提起
discuss
他人
and to
不想
ignore
提
what
起的
they
事，
didn't want to be seen.
无视那些不想被看到的事。如果一个人
If
不愿意
someone
谈论
only
某个
wants to
话
talk
题，
about a certain subject, then I'll only discuss that with them.
如果这个人
If someone hides their
把
wound
自己
well,
的伤
even
口
if
藏得很
I
好，
have noticed, I
就
would
算察觉
pretend I
到，
didn't see them. No one looks earnestly at you, as always. The glow from the firefly makes his amber pupils reflect a concealed emotion.
我从来都不
The
是生
saint
命
may
包容
be
一
able
切
to。hold no desires or demands and endure everything. But I am no saint. I
我也有
too
在
have
乎到
people
半
and
步都
things
不
I
想
care
为
about
任
so
何人
much
而
that I
生，
couldn't take the smallest step, that I wouldn't take the smallest step back.
只是尽量不把
I
这些
just try
情
not
绪
to
写在
show
脸
these
上。
emotions to my face. I learned that lesson the hard way when I was a child.
现在
Now I can speak these
我能把
words
这些
only
话
because
说出
you've
口，
shared so much with me.
是因交换与分
Exchanging and
享
sharing. It's also a
也
habit
算是
of
旅行
traveling
商人的习
merchants, I
惯。
guess. You had something to say when you first saw me this morning, right? Can you tell me now? It wasn't
什么重要
important.
的
I just wanted to
你
say
的头发
your hair seems to
好
have
像
grown
比
a bit
上次见
longer
你的
since
时
the
候，
last time I saw you. Eh, really? How have you
最近
been
怎么样？
lately? Everything alright? Not bad. No one nods quietly as he quietly observes you, waiting for the conversation to continue, just like he always does. And so, just like before, you slowly begin to recount recent events, be it minor joys, reports you would rather avoid, the burden of social obligation, or investigations still without leads. Beyond the troubles, there are many small joys too, like receiving a long-awaited gift or discovering a new dish at a favorite restaurant that turns out to be surprisingly delicious. By the time you have told all that could be said, the sky has revealed the first hint of dawn. He listened attentively to every word, showing great empathy. When you say something glad, his face lights up. When you mention something depressing, he lowers his head in grief. It must be tough to handle all of this. Well, no, when it's not that close to you, he has happened to witness your most exhausted moment and accepted the lazy side of you. He has always kept them a secret, never mocking or joking about them. When you ask him, he always says, as long as one's alive, it's impossible to be indifferent to everything. Everybody has some moments they feel depressed and want to escape. Sometimes you wonder what does he think of you when he hears others calls you a hero. Noan, what kind of person do you think I am? What a sudden question. Roughly explain to him. Just like what everyone else sees, humanity's hero, shining hope, the invisible grave, commandant, I guess. What else? You found me at a crossroad, always willing to believe in me, always standing by my side. You've said it before. You know, I'm not just asking about that. Alright, before I answer that question, let me tell you a story. Okay, it is a comic based on Sleeping Beauty fairy tale. Unlike the traditional tale, the princess in this story wasn't blessed by fairies. All those fairies surrounding her were all human in disguise. Yet everyone else believed she was truly blessed. They expected her to grow into a woman who was capable of doing anything. Damn, she was a blessed lucky bastard. But how could the princess live up to this excessive expectation without the blessing of real fairies? She had no choice but to study hard, day and night, forsaking all the joys that she should have in life. Yet people only admired her talent and fortune, making all her achievements for granted. No one acknowledged her efforts. I guess this is how I see you, so my answer is, you are more than what they see. You are more than humanity's hero, their hope, and the invisible commandant. To me, you are also more than someone who believes in me and stands by my side. To me, you're more like a person who can feel hurt, tired, and sad. A person who keeps fighting for people and things they love, even if they are covered in scars. And I like such a person. It's those weaknesses that makes you more real. It also means that I'm trusted by you, right? Be it construct a human, everyone has a moment when they are overwhelmed by pain, wanting to cry, or wanting to give up. Yeah, who can possibly be strong enough to ignore those feelings? Yeah, some people will lose their heads at night, not because they are weak. It is just proof that they have not beaten inside. When you're feeling down, you can always come to me. And then we run away together to a place where we can rest and cry our hearts out. I'll stay by your side until you feel better. What's the ending of that Sleeping Beauty story? The prince in the story finally woke up. The princess from 100 years sleep in the castle, allowing time to flow again, which made her time rapidly catches up to the present moment. She died in his arms. Ooh, what? Made her time rapidly catch up to the present moment. She died in his arms. Indeed, what an ending. Their timeline didn't align, but we can still cherish the present. So, still, it often comes to me that there are still many people who struggle to barely survive. My troubles are nothing compared to theirs. I should at least try to do something with the time we spend worrying. I understand that we are only allowed to be sad when we are deeply hurt. Even the people in this story living a peaceful real life had their own troubles. People they didn't like, relationships that were hard to maintain, parents who couldn't understand each other, tedious work and chores. All these things will slowly wear them off and make them exhausted. Just the ordinary day-to-day life can break people down if nothing good happens. Isn't it too harsh to check if they have the right to be sad or not? Yeah. But I know that there are still many things that that you care about you, which is why you're reluctant to take a break. Yeah, just want to take one more step forward if possible. Can't really find a moment to rest amidst this constant hustle. How can I cheer myself up?
你有喜欢的东
Do
西
you
吗？
have anything you really like?
像是
Food,
食物
flowers,
或者花，
stories, or people? I do.
人们为此努力，不
When
能放
people
弃
work
休息的
hard
时
and
候，
don't have the time to
也
rest,
赋予
they
了对
feel
方
this
治
is the
疗
right
自
to
己
heal
的权
them.
利。
So
疲惫和痛苦的
you
时
should
候，
seek help from the people and
就
things
去
you
向那
love
些被
when
你爱的人
you
和
are
事。
very in pain. Don't worry, I'll go to them. May I come to you? Don't worry, I'll go to them. Sure. He reveals a somewhat lonely smile in the rising sun, then gently nods. He still has much to say, but decides to hold his emotion behind the gap between you and him until he granted
天
permission.
亮了，
The sun's
我
up.
们回去
Let's
吧，
go back, Commandant.
指挥官。
I guess you can choose the confession option or the more romantic option. Alright, that's it for Noan Memoir. Right now I'm thinking, should I go back and redo it and try to see what's the other option? Nah, getting to that part will take way too long, so I will not do that. And there you go. Ocean Summer Memoir. 1 hour and 41 minutes to go through all of that story. Pretty nice. Lee's story, Noan's story. Selena's story is pretty sad, but it also feels too much fluff. Too much poetry, I guess. And there you go. Summer Memoir 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't talk much at all. So this has been a really quite a straining exercise to speak this much. I hope you guys find this fun and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye. Ta-ra.